Hey guys. Hey, so I want to come to you guys with a another past life memory today. This ties into about some alien stuff here too. So go ahead and get started. So I have had also this other past memory. And this other past memory was of another past life, and it was after my other past life I had spoke about where I was like lived in the desert and there was like an ocean, all that. This past life I lived in an area. There were a bunch of fields with like hay, like hayish, like the brownish kind of hay. And I remember there being trees, and I remember that being mostly what was there. And maybe there was like a stream or a river. I'm not sure where it was. I'm thinking Oklahoma. I'm not sure why I'm thinking Oklahoma, but that's what I'm possibly thinking that it could have been. Possibly maybe like the year, like I don't know, like 1400s or something like that. Some early time of um early time or whatever. It was like old times. So I remember that there were people that lived in this village. We had like a village. I don't really remember like what the houses looked like or anything like that, but I remember there being a village. And I remember I was a healer. Being a healer was my job, and I had things around my waist and stuff like healing medicine, like herbs and stuff like that. And I remember going around and asking people if they wanted help healing. Like I was working as a healer, and I remember them kind of starting to shun me and act strange towards me. And I kind of thought, oh wow, that's weird. The next thing I remember was I just remember being out in this field, this like open field, and then I remember these two white men came. One of them looked exactly like John. He was tall and like big and everything, and I remember he had a knife and he stabbed me in my stomach, and then I remember dying. And I remember when I died, like I was so devastated. Like I remember just crying and crying, and like I remember just not wanting to have died. Like I was so upset. I just remember being in the field, and I knew I was dead already, but somehow I could like hear myself crying and still a little aware of what was going on. So I remember that. Next thing I know, this ship came. It was a, flying saucer. And I remember these grays came and took me. And it was like I could see everything happening as it was happening. I don't know how to explain that. How do you explain that when you can see everything being done to you from like, kind of like above? Like I could kind of see these grays. I could see these grays take me and bring me onto this ship. So now I know once I got onto this ship or whatever, everything just becomes a white room and becomes blank. Like everything's white. I remember them maybe talking to me for a bit. I can't remember what they said, but I remember everything going white, everything being relaxed. Yeah, maybe they did talk to me about some things. I know that what they did was they began to do tests, like putting me out for a different, like they gave me a different life as an insect. And I got to see what it was like living as an insect. So they put me down on Earth as an insect. I remember having like the vision like an insect and flying around. I was either a bird or an insect. Or they had me try out lives as both. Like I remember them sending me down twice as a bird or an insect or something like that. And I got to see what that life was like. Then they brought me back, and I remember just going back to rest. So I remember my rest being a long time. Like it's just like you're in this white room and you're just resting. Like I can't really explain it. It's like you're asleep, but they come and sometimes they like wake you up and talk to you. So what happened was they ended up coming and waking me up out of this sleep, this rest in this white room. I remember still being in this white room. They woke me up and they said, hey, like we're gonna let you do something to help somebody, because I remember that back then I was like a healer or something, and I loved healing people. That was like the one thing I loved, was helping people and healing people. So I remember, next thing I know, there was this vision that I could see through the white room. There was something that I could see. I was able to see these two men. These men were in Mexico, and these men were traveling through the desert. They had either horses or burros or something like that, and they were traveling, and I guess that they could not find water. They were in a dire situation and really needed water. And I think maybe that they prayed or something happened to where they called me and they like prayed. I don't know what it was. It was so interesting. So I ended up talking to them, and they were very, very nice. They were very nice. And I remember somehow I was able to give them water, like bring it out of the ethers for some reason. Like it seemed back then in my past lives, like I knew how to do things that I can't do now. Like I knew how to do things, like I don't know how to explain it, like magic or something like that or whatever. So I remember them getting the water and they were so happy and they were so thankful to me. And I remember like just being so happy that I was able to help them. I remember just being so ecstatic, like so happy. And then I remember they took me back into the white room and I was put back to rest. Everything was back to white again. So I remember I was back to rest and resting again. And then I remember, next thing I know, I don't know how long time had passed, but I know I was woken up by this voice. And I don't know what this voice was, but I know that this voice was telling me that it was God. It was a voice telling me it was God. And he was saying that he needed to send me back down to earth for a reason. Like, he said that some really bad stuff was happening or something like that, that he needed me to go back down to earth. And I remember being upset and kind of arguing with him. I said, you know what? No, I want to rest. I want to rest. I already lived my lives and I didn't want to come back. Like, I didn't want to go back to earth. I really did not. And I remember he like talked very sternly. He's like, no, you have to go back. You have to go back. I need you back down on earth to do something, like help something. Like, he made it very clear that it was to help something. And I remember just being pretty upset. So I remember the next thing it was so strange. Like, the next thing I know, yeah, I'm in this white room again. So they show me this screen. It's like a screen, like, and they let me pick my parents. They said, okay, you can pick your parents or whatever. They showed me these different, like, couples, these different black couples, right? So I remember seeing the first black couple. I didn't choose that. I saw another couple, and then I saw this other one, which was my mom and dad that are on earth presently. I remember that I chose them. I don't know why I chose them or something. I remember, I think they said that if I chose them, that there was going to be, I don't know, something like a different kind of life, or I'm not sure. But I chose them, and I was sent down to earth. Yeah, next thing I know, I guess I was born or whatever. So, with this message, yeah, I just want to let you guys know that, these people, they're controlling where we're going when we're dying. And, it's all under control. And it's interesting because I did used to watch Young Pharaoh's video, and he did speak about this. He said that they're controlling, I don't know what it's called, but it's something that they control where you go when you die, like your afterlife stuff, kind of, and like something like that. So, yeah, it's really interesting because, yeah, I know when I had these like near-death experiences in this life or whatever, that I was taken by the reptilians and stuff like that. So, yeah, so I just really wanted to share this little past life snippet here. And I'm going to link my email as usual in the description box. And thank you guys so much for listening, and have a great day.